All right, today we're going to talk about unlocking your team's real potential. And to do that, we're basically tearing down the old model of employee perks and replacing it with something way more powerful, what we're calling a high-performance engine. Look, this isn't about free coffee or snacks in the break room. This is about building a truly resilient, focused team that can handle change and, actually drive business results. So let's get into it.
First things first, let's just ask a really blunt question. What is a disengaged team actually costing you? And I don't mean just in dollars and cents. It's like the silent anchor just dragging down your entire organization. And this is what that drag looks like in the real world. These are the hidden drains that are quietly bleeding companies dry. You're fighting to keep your best people, and it's a struggle to attract new ones. You've got employees who are quiet quitting. Yeah, they're physically there, but their minds are a million miles away. Those huge strategic projects like adopting AI, they're just stall out because your team isn't ready or equipped for that kind of change. All the while, stress and burnout are just killing focus and productivity, especially for your frontline teams, the very people who are often completely overlooked. So what do? We throw wellness programs at the problem, right? But you have to ask, are these well-intentioned efforts, the gym memberships and the meditation apps, are they actually solving the real issues? Or are they just kind of a Band-Aid on a much, much bigger wound?
This slide really just cuts right to the heart of it. On one side, you have the typical programs. They're focused on perks, which are nice, but they often have a really vague return on investment, and they almost always miss the frontline staff who need support the most. But on the other side, you've got this high-performance engine. It's a whole different system. It's designed to build resilience and clarity in every single employee. It's directly tied to your big goals, like AI adoption. And, maybe most importantly, you can measure its success with hard business metrics. So what is this high-performance engine really? Well, it's a pretty simple but kind of radical idea. What if employees' self-care and your business outcomes weren't two separate things? What if they were actually two sides of the very same coin? This model treats well-being not as a perk, but as the actual fuel for peak performance. And here's a look at how it's built. The foundation, the biggest pieces, are resilience and clarity. It's about giving your people the mental and emotional tools they need to thrive, especially under pressure. Then you've got strategic alignment. This connects their personal growth to the company's biggest goals. And finally, universal reach. This is so important. This isn't just for the executives, it's for everyone, especially those folks on the front lines. Now, this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical, actionable plan. The source material actually lays out a three-step program so you can build this engine inside your own organization. Let's take a look at how it works. The key thing to remember here is that this isn't about guesswork or just wishful thinking. It's a clear, structured path that can take you from the chaos of a disengaged team to the clarity of a high-performing one. So here's the roadmap. Step one is discovery. You can't fix what you don't understand, right? So you start by mapping out where you are right now and figuring out the biggest drains on performance. Step two is custom design. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. You build a plan that's tailored to your specific goals. And finally, step three, implement and measure. You roll it out, you get your teams on board, and this is crucial. You track the results against those business metrics we keep talking about. Okay, so let's get right down to it. Let's talk about the bottom line. How does all of this stuff, resilience, clarity, self-care, how does that actually translate into business impact? How does it move the needle on your P&L? Well, the logic is actually really simple, and it's pretty undeniable. When your people are engaged, when they're resilient, and when they're aligned with your mission, your business doesn't just survive, it thrives. See, an investment in your people's capacity isn't really a cost at all. It's a strategic investment in your company's future. And this table just makes that link crystal clear. You build resilience and clarity in your team, and you'll see better retention and attract better talent. You increase their engagement and focus, and you get higher productivity. You create real strategic alignment, and boom, your team adopts new tools and navigates change way more easily. Every single feature of this program is designed to drive a specific, measurable business outcome. So at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, this sounds great, but what's the catch? What's this going to cost me? And this is where the model gets really, really interesting. It's about completely rethinking how you invest in your team. This is a direct quote from the source material, and it's a pretty bold claim, right? High performance doesn't have to cost more. But what if that's actually true? What if you could get this kind of transformation without adding a single new line item to your budget? So how is that even possible? Well, it's not magic, it's just smart strategy. It's all about redirecting the funds that you are already spending. Think about it. You have existing budgets for training, for benefits, for performance bonuses. The idea here is to reallocate a portion of those funds into a program like this, one that's designed to deliver a far, far greater return on that investment, a return you can actually measure in things like productivity, retention, and innovation.
So, what's the additional cost to your company? It can literally be zero. This is about turning your existing spending from just a random collection of perks into a powerful integrated engine for performance.
And that really brings us to the final critical question you have to ask yourself. Are you just managing a collection of perks, kind of hoping they'll keep people happy enough to stick around? Or are you actively building a team of resilient, focused, and aligned performers? Because honestly, in today's world, the difference between those two approaches, well, that's the difference between just surviving and truly thriving.